There was this scene in The Wolf of Wall Street, which I was the last person in the world to watch, I think. But there was this scene, the Swiss banking scene, where Leonardo di Caprio goes and he's trying to hide his money in this Swiss bank way back in the day when that was a thing. And so someone recently asked me, Andrew, does that scene have any basis in reality? Let me tell you. Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson. This is a common question, and it's one of the biggest misconceptions to this day. There are certain myths that die hard, and the myth of Swiss banking secrecy, the myth of anonymous numbered accounts, this is one that just won't die. I blame all the FBI and spy TV shows that are out there that keep perpetuating this, and they say, oh, I don't know, I work for a numbered bank account, is what the criminal says. Here's the reality on bank secrecy today. I've said, somewhat flamboyantly, bank secrecy is dead. Now, there are caveats to that. From the perspective of hiding money from the tax man, hiding money from the government, basically the world's governments have figured out a way to pretty much get together and make sure that they're not allowing people to be hiding criminal proceeds, and more importantly for our audience, not allowing to hide money from the taxman. So you have things like FATCA, you have things like CRS, where all kinds of information is being exchanged. And so in the case of Switzerland in particular, you've probably seen in the news numerous articles over the years about how the US government in particular came down like a ton of bricks on Switzerland and said, we're not going to let you have this bank secrecy anymore. We're going to charge your bankers with crimes, so we're going to put an end to this. And Switzerland capitulated and said, okay, fine. They gutted their system, and so now they are relatively cooperative. And so what does that mean for what happened in The Wolf of Wall Street? Well, basically the situation was, hey, we can hide money, we can put it in this anonymous account, but there's that one thing that could happen. But what if you put it in a friend's name? Then we wouldn't know, and then nobody would know. And so this is one thing that I do still see people who have some knowledge, and they understand that their accounts are being reported and that they're being tracked, and they say, oh, I'll just have someone else own it. Now, there is a situation where nominees can work. We have another video on that here on our channel where we talk about, like, should you have a nominee own your company? But every country has their own rules. Generally, the provision is, who enjoys the benefits and burdens of that money? If someone's just acting as your stooge and holding your money in their name and they don't have control over it and you have total control over it and it's a sham, then all the forms that you're required to file, all of the FBARs, all the bank account disclosures, all that different stuff still applies. Governments have figured out that people put money in the name of stooges, and they said, well, if you have ultimate control over an account, even if it's not your name, or if you have signature authority over an account and it's not in your name, or any different number of things depending on where you're from, that's a reportable thing. And if you don't report it, we're gonna come down on you. And so, what I think about bank secrecy and going offshore in the 21st century is it's about transparency. People ask, what's the point of having an account if I'm not hiding my money? Well, the point is there are legal ways to reduce your taxes. There are legal ways to bank offshore. If that means there are some forms to file, either file them or do what it takes to no longer have to file them. Become tax non-resident, renounce your citizenship, do whatever it takes. Or just file a few forms. As annoying as it is, it's not really that difficult. And so the Wolf of Wall Street banking scene really speaks to an era where, by the way, all this stuff was still illegal. Just didn't have the enforcement mechanisms. And so the era of corner cutting is over. The era of hacks are over. I know that the 4-Hour Workweek and books like that kind of brought up the idea of hacks. How do I find the shortest distance between two paths? What I would add when you're going offshore is you want to find the shortest distance between two paths that's legal. And so really everything that they talked about in that scene in the movie is stuff that you don't want to do. You do not want to put money in your friend's name. That could be a separate tax issue. There could be a gift tax issue. There could be various issues with that. You don't want your friend holding your money. You don't want to be hiding money. And really a lot of that stuff doesn't exist anymore. And any of the remaining shortcuts that could be diluted down and could still work today are illegal, and not only would it make your life operationally difficult, but probably would lead to you eventually being caught up with. Just as the many number of people that the IRS found in their efforts to crack down on offshore accounts. It was not pretty. Hi, I'm Andrew Henderson from Nomad Capitalist. I wrote this book, which you can find on Amazon, to distill a lot of the stuff we talk about in these videos and a lot of the stuff I've learned over the last decade plus traveling all around the world, teaching you about how to legally reduce your taxes, build your personal freedom, and create wealth faster. Definitely get a copy of this book if you want to learn more. Now, if you want to watch more videos, make sure you subscribe to our channel and make sure you click the notifications bell so you never miss one of our new videos with more tips on how to go where you're treated best. And if you're already a 6- or 7-figure entrepreneur and you'd like to put these strategies in place for yourself, go to nomadcapitalist.com and learn about how I can help you.